One of the most anticipated characters that I have seen people talking about is Boreas, who is coming very soon this Friday, and I'm very excited for Boreas. I really, really want him. I don't know if I'll get him, but I'm really, really hoping to. I haven't really read his skills, so I'm going to go over that now, and then I'm going to talk about where I think he'll be good. But just to start off, I think he's probably A to S tier. He looks very good, very capable, and he seems like he's a combination of a bunch of different characters that are already good. He looks like he's kind of a Lasir and a Mari with a lot of damage. And from what the little I've seen, is he is amazing, and I'm very excited for him. And so is a couple of people I know. So just going into it, he looks sick. Boreas looks amazing. He's esotericist, which is better for me too, because I have Venoma, and I don't have any good esotericists, so I'm very excited. But he does look like he would be a North Throne. He has a lot of ice, gives the vibes of North Throne, but for some reason he's not. Although I do think that it works better with his kit for him to be esotericist. No reviews, obviously. His video I don't really want to watch yet because I want it to be a surprise for me, but go ahead and watch that if you want. He's a platform hero, mage, with magic damage, which is really good for certain areas where I think he will be good, which I'll go over in a second. Starting with his basic attack, just normal magic damage to one enemy. So he seems like a hybrid between single target and area of effect, AoE damage. It's really cool. His talent, sorry, his talent is when he attacks, there's a 10% chance to inflict freeze, which doesn't sound too good since he is single target with his basic attack. But that, with the rest of his kit, I'm pretty sure it procs on all of his abilities. That's going to be so good for things like Grade 1 and any sort of like area where you need freeze. And if you use Mari, you know how good freeze is in this game. Anyways, I'll go over result after. Um, Chilling Blow is passive. When enemies are inflicted with freeze, they will also receive anti-healing. When attacking enemies inflicted with freeze, 35% extra damage, skills up to 55. This is really good. This is basically like a built-in Lasir. And while there aren't many areas in the game where healing is a big deal, he's going to be really good at those areas. Or at least that's what that ability suggests. And Frozen Purification is an auto skill thing. Uh, Triggers every 20 seconds, books skills down to 16, does extra damage. When deployed, deals 160% magic damage up to 10 enemies in range, which is pretty good. There's no. That's generally where the Pierce cap ends on a lot of characters, 10 enemies. It also inflicts freeze on them. It triggers one time every 20 seconds afterwards. During Eternal Ice Haven, his ultimate, the skill's trigger interval is reduced by an extra 10 seconds. So, this looks really good, honestly. He's freezing every 20 seconds, 14 seconds if he's skilled, 10 enemies. And his kit works really well with freeze. They can receive anti-healing if they're frozen, and he does more damage. That works really well. Um, his ultimate, fully skilled, is about 1200 cost. He starts with 700. That's pretty expensive, but it's not terrible. Uh, he activates Eternal Ice Haven. When enemies inflict freeze on enemies, it deals massive damage. The additional damage is affected by the duration of freeze inflicted and has a cooldown of 1.5 seconds. So basically, it's it's like a big damaging sort of thing, is what I'm reading. So it looks like he'll be good with other freezers, or even just by himself. He increases his damage by 225%. Each attack will reduce the trigger interval of Frozen Purification by 1 second. Lasts for 26 seconds, 30 seconds of fully skilled. Wow. Um, Interesting. So basically, the way this works is if he's fully skilled, every 6 seconds he'll be freezing 10 units when his ultimate is activated. And then each attack he has reduces this cost. So he's basically perma-freezing 10 or more enemies, because it's activating a lot, for 26 to 30 seconds. That's insane. So they're being anti-healed the entire duration of the ultimate. They're all frozen for like 30 seconds, which is by far the longest freeze in the game. He does extra damage to frozen targets. He does like he does kind of an AoE and single target. He reads like he's the best freezer in the game with insane damage and will probably be one of the best units for Gear Raid 1. I think he will destroy that stage. Because if we go over to Gear Raid 1, if anyone knows, 19 plus Gear Raid 1 is pretty difficult because the boss loves to heal. The boss heals constantly. It's very often. So if he freezes for 30 seconds and anti-heals during that, that's insane. Because as you can see, heals an ally and heals more here. It's a lot of healing. So he does lots of damage. He freezes, which will stop them from hitting the wall, and he heals. That's amazing for this stage. Um, I think he'll also be good in certain other areas. A lot of campaign. He should be good in Void Rift. I think so. And I think he'll just be good everywhere because he's a combination of AOE and single target. Longest freeze in the entire game, and it's so good. There's anti-heal. It's great. I highly recommend pulling for this guy. He's amazing. I forgot to go over his awakenings, which are pretty good, I think. So let's just go over them right now. Awaken 1. Also, obviously none of us are really gonna get these awakenings, but they're still fun to go over just in case you pull dupes, so you know if it's worth dusting them or using them. In this case, since Boreas looks like he's gonna be really good, I would just awaken him the whole time. I don't like dusting legendaries at all, but especially not if the original legendary is good. Even if the awakenings are not perfect, they still make them better, and I would recommend awakening, but obviously it's up to you. The Awakened one is during the ultimate, the trigger chance of the hero's talent increases by 40%. That's really good. So, for context, the talent is right here 10% chance to inflict freeze when attacking. So, during his ultimate, that's 50% per attack. What the hell? That's insane. So, he has this, which he's freezing 10 enemies every like 6 seconds when this is active. And then he's also has a 50% chance of inflicting freeze. Awaken 1 looks really good. And then Awaken 2 is just more attack percent. I really hate when they do these with legendaries, and it does it with like every legendary, apart from a couple. Like Arrogance has special effects. Why can't they just have like something unique and interesting instead of just 5% attack? Because legendaries are hard to get. I don't get why it's always just this lame. Anyways, Frozen Purification's damage is plus 50%. During his ult, this is every 6 seconds. So, very good. It seems it's just gonna make his damage skyrocket. Rage regen, whatever, who cares. And then his ultimate duration is plus 10 seconds. This is amazing. Because his ult is the highlight. So 10 seconds, 25% longer is really good. It'll also help his passive. I mean, not his passive, his auto thing, which is already really good and is getting buffed by his awakenings. It's going to make this happen more often. This is good. This is extremely, extremely good. Anyways, he reads really, really well. He's going to be good in any content with a lot of AoE or freezing. He's going to be good in Gear Raid 1. You could make a case that he would be decent in Gear Raid 2. I don't know how much damage he'll do yet, so he might not be that great. If you've seen any of my Gear Raid 2 videos, you'll know what strategy I like using. So damage is very important, not really control. Gear Aid 3, he's not going to be good because only really air units are. He's going to be good in all the resource raids, although those don't matter. Prepping raids, who cares? Guild Boss, I don't think he'll be that good, even though he does deal single target damage. It is primarily AoE on his ultimate and his auto skill, and you can't CC the Guild Boss very well. AMR, he's probably not going to be that great. Factions, I see him being amazing for factions. For Esoterists, he should be really good because he does a lot of damage and he does a lot of control. Tide, I think he's going to be really good in Tide, actually. I don't know how high his base stats are, so that might not be great BP wise, but he should be really good with wave clearing. He should be good in campaign. Void Rift is definitely a highlight. I can see him good in Void Rift. Arena, I have genuinely no clue. I could ask some of the Forerunner people, but they don't really know either. Because Boreas, when he came out, was complete garbage, but he got buffed a couple weeks before being released to Global, so now he's really good. He used to not have anti-healing, his ult used to suck, but now it looks good. 19 cost, freeze, damage dealer with anti-heal. He's amazing. I would highly recommend going for him. I do know that there is a guaranteed champion, which I will be going over Gwendolyn in the next video. She seems really interesting, but I would recommend Boreas over Gwendolyn. Only issue is Orem is complete F tier. I might go over him, I might not. He is garbage. So Cetrim and Boreas are the two people you want for this banner. But I would go for this banner over the 10x, guaranteed. Anyways, that's all for this, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.